What's up, guys? How's it going? So, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of my story, okay? I don't normally tell this because I don't want to ever glorify any type of negativity, but I guess when you're telling the story of coming from it and out of it, it's not so much a glorification as it is just an explanation. But you know, growing up, I didn't really have that positive role model to look up to. I didn't have coaches. I had a really sensitive ego. I wasn't the most team playing type dude. My dad wasn't around. I lacked that positive role model, you know, somebody to show me the way and show me the right thing to do. One thing led to another. You know, my mom was always working. By age 15, I'm drinking every day. I'm smoking weed constantly. I'm getting expelled. I'm going to juvie, getting arrested, just all types of trouble. Years go by, and I keep doing the same thing, you know, constant cycle. I met a girl, we were in love, and she got pregnant, and I was still messed up, but you know, when she got pregnant, I kind of saw that as my opportunity for change. But sure enough, I was on my way to prison at the time because I had to do my time and pay back society for some mistakes that I had made in my past. But I had a son on the way, and I was 21 years old at the time, and I was ready for a change. I knew I had to change. I knew I had to do it for him. But you know, the circumstances were just what they were. So I was 60 pounds overweight, you know, feeling like crap, living my life, and unhappy, lonely, insecure, just really fed up. But I knew I had to change, and I knew why I had to change, but I just didn't really know how to change. Nobody had ever taught me how to change. So I go to prison. My son's born. I'm still doing the same thing in prison. I'm getting into fights. I'm getting in trouble. I'm gang banging. I'm hustling in there. I'm just doing whatever I can to, you know, to get by. Everything I knew. That's all I knew at the time. So I knew I had to change. And my son was born. I put in a transfer to a different prison where there were more programs, so I could start going to college. You know, I could go to AA meetings in there. I could, you know, do anger management in there, get counseling. All types of stuff was offered at this other place that wasn't offered at the original prison that I was at, which was called Gladiator School. It was just all gangbanging, just the worst of the worst there. Eventually, it takes some time with these things. They don't exactly like to appease prisoners. But eventually they send me to this other prison where I start college there, you know, and my son had been born, and I got a new bunkie. His name was Champ. And Champ has to listen to me talking about my life and everything I've gone through and all this. And eventually he agreed to kind of take me under his wing. And he started coaching me and teaching me how to box. And so he was my boxing coach. He'd teach me how to box in there, and then he'd wake me up every morning, make sure I'm going to work out, make sure I'm eating the right thing in there. I started losing the weight. I started feeling better, getting ready to go. I had this newfound me, this new sense of urgency, this motivation to be something better for my son, and to just set a better example so he didn't end up the way I was, so he could have something better in life. So Champ takes me under his wing, starts coaching me. So that was really when everything changed, is when I found that, because I knew what I needed to do, and I knew why I needed to do it. I just needed somebody to show me how. So in short, that's what Champ did. He showed me the ropes. He showed me how, and not only did he show me how, but he held me accountable to following through on those things, on how to change. So about a year goes by from there. I've been working out, you know, I'm down to about 160, 170, you know, feeling good, and I get released from prison. Good behavior, so I actually got out early because I was doing the right thing, and I go to college, get my business management going, and I was on house arrest when I first came out, so I couldn't do much, but I have all this motivation, all this urgency. So I get online, I find out online personal training is a thing. So I started this online personal training course. It was like $500, so I borrowed that money from my mom, finished the course, paid her back once I was able to start getting clients and stuff. But I really wanted this job at Fitness Together, which was the best of the best personal training studios around, but they wouldn't accept online certification. They had to go to this special certain school that's like the best of the best, MPTI. So problem is that school was $8,000, and I was fresh out of prison with not much family, definitely not much money, and not much hope. But that's when I just got really resourceful. So a big thing that I teach is that there's a difference between resources and resourcefulness. I actually don't think I should take credit for this. I'm pretty sure Tony Robbins is the one who originated this whole concept. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, I didn't have the resources, but I had the resourcefulness. So I got real resourceful. We started applying for loans, applying for grants, asking for funding from investors, from different organizations and stuff. One thing led to another. I put it all together, made something happen, and got myself into that school. Graduated top of my class, A+. Had the best grade I think maybe that the class had ever seen. The teacher absolutely adored me. He was like a best friend of mine. And I started building this group of these positive role models in my life. And then before you know it, I was becoming that positive role model to other people. And so I say all that just to say this, you know, if you're going through something hard right now, whether it's you're overweight or you're unhappy, you're insecure, you're miserable, you're just at a point in your life where you feel like you're helpless, like nothing, like you just can't get better, or how could it get any worse, or whatever you're going through. I tell that story really just to show you that anything's possible. And it all starts up here. See, Champ, he coached a lot. He coached my nutrition. He coached my fitness. He coached my boxing. But he didn't need to coach any of that. I could have done all that on my own as long as he did one thing for me, and that was coach my mind state, because it was my thinking that was stinking. And once I started learning how to not be a victim and how to take ownership and how to have responsibility and, you know, how to get that internal motivation. See, I used him for external motivation. And that's a big part of what I teach, is how to go from that external motivation, a coach telling you, hey, you have to do that, to internal motivation, like, hey, I really want to do this. And I'll teach my kids this, I'll teach my clients this. My kids just walked in. And, you know, it is what it is. So if you could relate to this story, if you enjoyed this story, if it helped you at all, please comment below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you know anybody who might relate to this story, if you know somebody who's feeling out of shape, feeling overweight, feeling unhappy, insecure, whatever it is, tag them below. Tag 3 friends below. Tag 3 friends. Let them know they should watch this. And I hope I can help some of y'all out. My goal is to really transform other lives the way my life was transformed through having a coach. So comment below and we'll get it together. Peace.